God hates divorce. God hates divorce. Enough said. Enough said. You don't need to know anything else. You don't need to know any other Bible verses. You don't need to know any traditions. You don't need to know what any culture does or does not do. It doesn't matter what you've done or your family's done or your spouse has done or your friends have done and how they condone it and how they say it's okay for you or whatever. God hates divorce. And my platform is always going to be, we're going to do things God's way. Even if it hurts me, I'm going to do things God's way. I'm divorced of no choice of my own. I was an idiot husband. I was a jerk husband. And God used this wife leaving me and divorcing me to kick me in the nutsack, get me to wake up. All right? But I'm still standing for my marriage. God still considers her as my wife, so do I. And all I can do is just keep moving on with my life, keep being all that God wants me to be, but leave that door open for reconciliation because God hates divorce and God hates remarriage. So we need to quit thinking that God's okay with it. All right? God's very gracious, and we need to be very gracious for people that have gone through it, but quit justifying it. That's what I'm talking about. Quit justifying it. There may come a day where I'm so tired of being alone that I get remarried. But God has given me the grace 9 years now to stay a single man. And to paint that beautiful picture, that fairy tale picture of a restored marriage, would bring God a whole lot more glory than you saying, well, God provided me another woman. It was just a beautiful thing. You know? Yeah, I've heard that from one dude. He's on his 5th woman. Loved every one of them. It just blows my mind. And people are going to do what they want to do, how they want to do it, and they're going to justify it. But we need to quit thinking that God's long suffering is his permission, that God's grace is his permission. God hates divorce. Okay, don't get mad at me. That's in the Bible. It was in the Bible when I woke up this morning. It's the Bible. It ain't no interpretation. It ain't my interpretation. God hates divorce. All right, so hey, you've been divorced. You got remarried. Hey, just live on for God and for his honor and glory and make the best of your marriage you can right now. All right, God is gracious. But quit justifying it. Quit saying God allowed it. Quit saying God was for it, because he is not. And no matter what loophole you or anybody else can find or any other preacher can find or tell you that it's okay, it's not okay. And if you really want to be a man and exemplify Christ, and hey, if you don't want to know about Christ and you don't want to know about the Bible, you'd shut me off. I'm not for you. I'm here to proclaim God's truth as best as I can. Okay, so if you're not going to do it his way, you can turn me off. But let's say there is a loophole that you really do, without question. God, it's clear you can get remarried under certain circumstances. Why are you looking for that loophole? If there is a loophole, and I don't believe there is, doesn't mean you have to do it. See, the Bible talks about love and long suffering and endurance and faith. It doesn't take any faith to go find another woman. It doesn't take any long suffering to go find another woman. What's more like Christ? So do what you want, but quit saying God's for it, because he's not. And what spurred me to make this video tonight is I was part of a program to help men. And yeah, men, sometimes you go through divorce. I've gone through divorce. I got programs out that'll help you man up and let the divorce springboard you into being more manly. But I'm not justifying divorce. I'm not justifying remarriage. And this man's got a coaching program, been along as this since before I ever came along. His wife left him and divorced him. Because he wasn't doing what he was telling us to do. And he's still running the program. And I don't know everything he has or has not done to try to heal the marriage, but I haven't seen but hardly a drop at all. I quit the program with him. I quit being a membership of him because he was going to keep running it. And I wrote him twice, not apologizing, but telling him I was sorry that he was going through this. I know this stuff happens. I know it happens. But his one mission was to his wife and to his marriage. And it was because of him that she left. And he should have dropped the program and healed his marriage. See, we got this idea in leadership that you don't ever have to step down from leadership, that you're actually not disqualified from leadership. Well, you are. You are, at least for a moment. Step down, man. Heal your marriage if you can. Let the world see, let your wife see, let your kids see that the most important thing on this planet is your wife. If your wife leaves you and you're a minister, you're a pastor, step down from the ministry. Go heal your marriage. I hope his marriage gets healed. But I've wrote him twice, just seeing how he was doing. He's not responded back. He's justifying it. He's keeping his men's program going. And he's not stepped down. So I don't know what he's doing. God is gracious. If you've gone through it, I love you. It's done. Have a good marriage. Have the best marriage you've ever had. It's done. But we need to quit justifying what we do. And in this video, divorce and remarriage. And quit thinking that God is okay with it. Because God hates divorce. Keep your eyes on Him.